While it's his job to prepare tournament staff, it's our local meteorologist's job to prepare fans. So I want to bring in meteorologist Chris Larson. Chris, we're all looking at that Saturday forecast with wide eyes. How can we be prepared for this? If you would like to pay your respects to Reverend Billy Graham, you can do so here at the family home place. I just confirmed with state troopers that the driver of this van is the driver that passed away after it collided with the dump truck. Following some breaking news out of the University City area, while many of you were sleeping, there was an armed robbery at this Sam's Mart. Church volunteers say this isn't really about politics, even though we say pork in politics, but politicians do stop through because where else can you meet 20,000 people in one place? Time is now 5:13. Hollywood is mourning the loss of actor Vern Troyer this morning. The actor best known for playing Mini-Me. Right now traffic is flowing pretty smoothly, but as many of us know, on a regular day with no issues, Independence can back up pretty quickly. Now we talked to several educators who say their wants boil down to three things. That's respect for their profession, a better education for their students, and a livable wage. Well, John, CMPD headquarters is a place I've come to know really well, and I think really reporters throughout the Charlotte area would probably feel the same way. When a crime scene clears, but we're not done bringing viewers the facts, we come here because it feels safe and secure. So to know that police officers were ambushed and fellow reporter Amanda Foster was just a few feet away from where that happened, it's terrifying, it's very sad, and it makes you a little bit angry. And now we have all of these questions. How safe is CMPD headquarters, and how do we move forward? So we asked those questions to CMPD Police Chief Kerr Putney, and here's what he said.
It's a public building, but we're going to have to think about how we can keep ourselves safe within it. As far as a parking lot, if somebody wants to ambush one of us, they can do that virtually anywhere.
You've talked about that you've been in that parking lot many times there, and we do see you live there often. It's not the biggest parking lot there, but there's also a parking deck nearby too. So what about the spacing there as far as that goes?
Well, John, you're right. There's not a whole lot of space. You can probably see on your TV screen right now, CMPD headquarters is there. You have the parking structure here. And so the parking lot is right in the middle with limited spaces. So when this ambush happened, there just really weren't a whole lot of places to hide or go.
Micah Smith live from police headquarters.
That's right, Christy. Lots of construction actually happening here early this morning as well. Construction workers arrived about an hour ago, and they are preparing this tent for 2,300 guests. That will be for the invite-only service on Friday. And it's happening under a tent because that pays homage to Billy Graham's evangelist beginnings, where he did a lot of sermons underneath what many called a canvas cathedral. Now, if you would like to pay your respects to Reverend Billy Graham, you can do so here at the family home place on Monday and Tuesday, where his body will lay in repose. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, his body will be moved to the U.S. Capitol, where he will lie in honor on both of those days. He'll make his way back here on Friday, where there will be an invite-only service under the tent you just saw. Again, 2,300 guests invited to that, including all living U.S. presidents. As far as the processional is concerned, again, that will begin this morning, starting in Asheville, make its way all the way to Charlotte. If you're interested in finding a place where you can view the procession go by, we have a full list of viewing areas and the exact route on our website, WBTV.com. Reporting live in West Charlotte, Micah Smith, WBTV, on your side.
My baby.
Week after week,
Best friend's gone.
we share their stories.
Life was really just beginning.
Black victims of gun violence and the suspects accused of pulling the trigger. But there's a growing number of Black North Carolinians who want to change that stereotypical narrative, not by putting guns down.
So it is important that we actually arm ourselves,
but by picking them up legally and responsibly.
My husband bought this for me.
Carolyn Cuthbertson is a part of the fastest growing group of gun owners in North Carolina, African Americans. A 2017 Crime Prevention Research Center report states from 2012 to 2016 in North Carolina, Black gun ownership grew 30% faster than whites. And the latest Pew Research study shows 24% of African Americans in this country have guns in their homes. But Cuthbertson says despite the growth, for Black gun owners, the right to bear arms is often treated like a privilege.
as African Americans, if we have a concealed carry, like I said a moment ago, you're treated differently. You are handled differently.
Cuthbertson says she started looking for a group that could relate to this, and she found Black Diamond Firearms and Training.
Folks that have been teaching it up to this point have not looked like us and do not take into consideration very often a lot of the challenges we face as gun owners, as Black gun owners.
Justin Luter and Roman Townsend own Black Diamond, a place where Cuthbertson goes to fellowship with other Black gun owners.
Our motto actually is survive the encounter.
Luter says that present-day motto is rooted in the past.
Dr. King actually applied for a concealed carry license in Alabama in the 1950s after his house was firebombed. I mean, the list goes on. There's countless people that, male and female.
I think that it's getting back to people taking their own safety into their own hands. Black Diamond, we have our own role to play.
Townsend says that role is to educate the local Black community and help gun owners like Carolyn Cuthbertson enjoy their constitutional right.
Well, John and Christine, when you hear the word barbecue, you think of a quaint gathering, but that ain't it. Okay, we're expecting about 20,000 folks to come here today for barbecue and another popular thing called Brunswick stew. Now, that's where this is starting to get started right here. You see the pots are getting heated up. I've been told they've got 15-gallon pots, okay? It takes about an hour to stir. Okay, these ladies are going to be doing that. They get a 15-minute break in between, but they're going to be doing 7 rounds, so about 7 hours of stirring. Now, once they get that done, they come over here, put the pots here to keep them warmed up for all the folks that are going to come through today, because they're going to cook about 2,500 gallons of this popular stew. Now, there are a lot of volunteers that are involved in this, and they're all right now trying to get all of the ingredients ready for this entire barbecue. Again, 20,000 visitors are expected today. And look at them hard at work. They're also expecting to do about 13,000 pounds of barbecue pork. So again, this isn't your average barbecue. This is a huge community event. And church volunteers say this isn't really about politics, even though we say pork and politics, but politicians do stop through, because where else can you meet 20,000 people in one place? So that's happening today as well. And before I go, I just want to give you a little bit of history. This has been going on since 1929, and it started out as a fundraiser to help raise money during the Great Depression for the church to build Sunday school rooms. Since then, it's grown incredibly. It's still used as a fundraiser to help with mission trips and things like that. Last year, they helped with Hurricane Matthew victims. So this is a pretty cool event. It's fun, good food. If you want to come on out, keep in mind there's going to be a lot of traffic. So I just want you to keep that in mind if you plan on coming down. Reporting live, Micah Smith, WBTV, on your side. Breaking overnight, a 12-year-old boy is in critical condition after a driver hit him in Catawba County. It happened on Bunker Hill School Road. No charges have been filed, and troopers are still investigating. Right now, come take a look at your screen. Officers need your help finding these 3 men who robbed this mobile phone store and used a gun to attack an employee. It happened at C Wireless in Lincolnton. Well, if you were out shopping in the South Park neighborhood Saturday night, you may have noticed quite a commotion at the mall. Stores closed and shoppers in Nordstrom were evacuated after someone found a suspicious package next to the store's door. After further investigation, officers learned that the package was just a cooler and cooking pot. 6:05, day 3 of training camp for the Carolina Panthers continued Saturday. The day started with smiles as a large crowd turned out at Wofford College once again to watch the team practice. I feel like the Panthers had some beautiful weather for their training camp.
Yes, not bad, and at least we're dry. I'll have
so
more details on that as well coming up in a few minutes.
Not looking forward to more humidity. Oh, that's tough. All right, thank you, Lindsay. This morning, we're getting new images and new information into the newsroom from the California wildfires. Carter Evans is near Redding, California, with the latest. Also this morning, Charlotte-Mecklenburg police are reaching out to you to help them find 2 men who allegedly broke into a vehicle in southeast Charlotte and then attacked an officer. It happened on Piney Grove Road. Police say an officer drew his weapon and tried to arrest them, but that suspect took off. One of the men then allegedly stopped and charged the officer to try and steal his gun. The 2 struggled over the gun and the man then ran away. The officer was hurt but will be okay. If you know anything that can help solve this case, police want you to contact them or call Crime Stoppers. The Annapolis community gathered together Saturday to help the families and survivors of the Capital Gazette shooting. 4 journalists and a sales assistant were killed in that shooting last month.
Several others were hurt. We're 3 months away from the midterm elections, and President Trump is promising to do everything he can to keep the Republican majority in the House and the Senate. But his efforts may run into a roadblock because of the Russia investigation. Mola Langi is traveling with the president in New Jersey.
It's too hot outside.
I thought that was so adorable, and I had to show him to you because I feel like he's expressing what a lot of us are feeling. Now it's time to send things over to meteorologist Lindsay DePastis. Lindsay, is it going to be too hot this week?
We may be crying because it's too rainy, but...
Next on WBTV News this morning, you won't believe the things breaking the internet right now. When you return, we'll tell you about this new flavor of ice cream that has people not so excited. And one place that's letting you do yoga with your favorite furry friend. Yep, more still to come this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.